Back some deal news in retail this week. Authentic Brands saying it is buying Dockers from Levi Strauss in a deal worth more than $300 million. So Authentic will own the intellectual property, while Centric Brands will take on operations, manufacturing, sourcing, and distribution. Joining us now is Authentic Brands founder, chairman, and CEO, Jamie Salter. Nice to see you, Jamie. So tell us how the Dockers deal came together.
Well, first of all, hello, Sarah. How are you?
I'm very good. Another week, another Authentic deal here.
So as far as Dockers goes, it's a brand that we've had our eye on for a number of years. We've talked to Levi's off and on over the last 24 months, and they said at some point they may sell Dockers. And when they decided to sell Dockers, we immediately made a call and told them that we were extremely interested in the brand. It's a heritage brand that obviously is got a great brand in specific categories. You know, specifically the khaki category and the casual dress category. Where we really think that Dockers can be strong, sort of like Reebok. When we bought Reebok, you know, Adidas was doing well with Reebok. But there were certain categories that Reebok was not allowed to go into, sort of like basketball, anything really in sport. So, I mean, Dockers is a similar situation where there's a certain categories that it has not been able to express itself in, specifically because Levi's is extremely strong in those categories, specifically the denim category and the workwear category. So you'll see us really expanding into more categories with Dockers that they have not been in the past.
And for those that don't know your model, I mean, you buy all these brands, Aeropostale and Quicksilver and Juicy Couture. We've mentioned all of it. You mentioned Reebok and license them, right, effectively, where you can expand the brand, expand the operations, expand the manufacturing, but you guys get paid on the licensing. Can you just talk about how that's working for all of these brands and revitalizing some of these sort of old left for dead brands?
Well, we don't like to say old left for dead brands. We buy brands that we believe have great heritage and have a lot of unlocked value in the brands, specifically licensing them to best-in-class partners around the world. So sort of think of this like the real estate business, where we buy them all, we come in, we fix it up, we put on a new roof, we paint the walls, and we bring in new, fresh tenants that actually do know what they're doing. And then we collect, obviously, percentage rent on their sales, their retail sales. So when you really look at this model, look, we didn't invent this model. Disney invented this model a long time ago, collecting royalties, on the different content that they've been making over the years. Today, Authentic Brands is the second largest licensing company in the world. We're doing well over $32 billion of annual retail sales around the world. We have 1,700 partners, and we're in 150 countries, and we're the fastest growing consumer business now in the world. And what we've done is we've revised these brands by actually bringing them into sort of the new digital world that we're all living in. And we've done that because we're a company that's been around for about 15 years. But when we started this company, we didn't have the big budgets like some of the consumer companies had back then. And we really built a digital savvy business where 95% of our sort of advertising and marketing is all done through digital marketing.
Yeah, well, I was complimenting you. The brands have a new life. So, Jamie, it's $32 billion in annual sales. I guess the question is, how big can you get? How many more deals are we going to see? And how long can you stay private?
Well, look, we're levered extremely low, as you know. And as far as, how many deals can we get? Look, we believe the TAM out there is incredibly strong for us, specifically now with some of the turmoil that's happened in the market over the past 6 months. Our goal within the next 5 years to be 100 billion of GMV, which means that, on 100 million of GMV, this company should be somewhere between 4 and 5 billion of EBITDA. And when I say EBITDA, I really mean EBIT, because, we are 99% cash conversion business with 75% EBITDA margins.
And on the question of, so not looking at the public market anytime soon? I ask you every time we talk.
I can tell you that we haven't had a reason to go public. We've traded over $9 billion of secondary sales in our company over the past 3 years. So there's really not been any issues as far as liquidity goes for our shareholders and our management team. But it's always on the cusp of when should we go public? Should we go public? I can tell you that as far as IPO readiness, yes, we are ready to go public. And, will that happen in the next 12 months? Maybe. Is there other alternatives, in the market? You sort of look at what Elon Musk has done with SpaceX, which I'm completely impressed with. I think that, you don't necessarily have to go public to be, a company returning capital to your investors.
Jamie, thank you for joining us to talk us through how you're thinking about all that, the new deal, the business. Appreciate it.